Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Advocacy Arena, a go live test that I'm using. And I just want to introduce myself. I'm Dee Batiste, host of Advocacy Arena, a small but mighty growing community focused on civic engagement. That's where the power is. With us, we the people. I mean, it's in the Constitution and the spirit of the American people. And I like to think about it as us starting with, first of all, a civic shift, shifting how we think, how we speak, and how we show up. And we are sponsoring projects, facilitating projects that help us to check our civic pulse. And that's where the awareness becomes action. So I feel like with those two things in mind, shifting our mind, activating our heart, that we can move and change things in our community and in our country. So, as I said, I am testing this particular software that will hopefully allow me to broadcast simultaneously across several platforms. And as you can see in the corner, I'm using Restream, and I'm hoping that this is also showing up on YouTube and Substack. And if it does, I hope that you will follow and subscribe and join our community and get into some good trouble with this. I'd like to tell you a little bit about kind of how it all started. Basically, with um, me feeling like a lot of people I know, frustrated. I didn't set out to create a community or start a show. I was just trying to understand why our country, the country I love, that I volunteered to serve, felt like it was going to hell in a handbasket. And why people seem to be so apathetic and leaders so ineffective. And I thought the problem was information. I thought if people knew more, they'd act more. If they understood the process, they would actually show up. But the more I paid attention, the more I realized something deeper, that we were in an information war and that it was not just politics as usual. It is a full on assault on democracy. I think that's pretty clear to a lot of people right now, but I've been doing this, having these conversations for 5 years now. So in the beginning, I probably sounded a little alarmist to people. But back then, one day I realized too something very simple, but a little uncomforting or disconcerting, that if I was waiting on, this to be fixed, someone to fix it, somebody to show up, I'd be waiting forever. So I just thought I would start doing what I could where I was, blooming where I was planted, so to speak. And that started with facilitating group conversations over on the hellscape now known as X. And I started asking questions, digging into issues, and sharing what I learned. And slowly, something unexpected happened. More people started showing up, and I found that more of them felt the same way that I did, and that they didn't want to just sit back and complain. These were people who just felt good about having their voices heard and to know that they mattered and that they could actually do something. So that's essentially how this community began, not from any expertise or desire for perfection, but the belief that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they stop watching and start participating. So that's essentially the community of Advocacy Arena. That's why we exist, because communities don't fix themselves, people fix them. And that starts with us. So I just want to tell you a little bit about what we have been doing. And as you can see, I'm sharing my screen. I'm hoping this is all working as it should. And I've made a little calendar, and you can see here on the calendar, we have a couple of things that we do regularly on Mondays, and this is kind of how it started. On Mondays, every Monday, rain, snow, sleet, or shine, holiday, whatever, we have our Good Trouble chat. And that is where it started on X, but now it's on Spoutable. And it's every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And it's a conversation with myself. I have a co host, Soul Sister, and I often have regular panelists who have knowledge in particular areas that we share. And basically, it's kind of a news update, checking the pulse, so to speak, making sure that people are informed. Because for me, I believe that for people who do want to be engaged, I think everyone should. But I think the most effective engagement begins with information. So that's my goal there on Mondays. And as I said, we've been doing it for 5 years. And that kind of evolved into something a little bit more. I started having deep dive discussions. I felt the need for them. So on Fridays, every other Friday, I do two things. One of them is on Spoutable, the same show or the same platform. And there we have a discussions, and that discussions is a deep dive into what I think is truly the real threat to our democracy. It is Christian nationalism, white supremacy, in other words. And it is a documentary watch with a Q&A that follows, and or sometimes in between clips. And that happens at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And when the Friday that I don't do that, I am on Substack live with someone that many of you may know, and that is Candidly Tiff. And she and I, it's called Fired Up Fridays. And she and I just basically chop it up, politically about things that are going on. She is very well versed in politics and in civics. And um, the work that I do, the projects that I engage in, I hope help to build our civic muscles, because I feel like that is kind of what is missing, and why a lot of people are apathetic and don't understand civics or how government works. So Tiff often helps to explain those kinds of things in real easy to understand terms. And I also do a podcast, and the podcast consists of individual one on one interviews. Sometimes it's multiple people, but it drops every Sunday. I am currently in hiatus, but of course, the ones that we've done are there, and I hope that you will check them out. You can find us on any platform, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spoutable, and they are also posted on YouTube. And when we're actively in season, they drop every Sunday, generally after 1 a.m. or so. But as I said, we're currently in hiatus, and I am working on season 2 of Connections and Conversations. And I'm not sure I'm going to keep that name, but it is connecting and conversating with various people in different types of communities across the country and some internationally. These are everyday people. Some of them are professionals, social workers, lawyers, trying to think, doctors, just all sorts of people. And we talk about the role that they play in their community and how important those roles are. We even talk about art, and we've had an art director on. So I hope that you will find connections and conversations with Dee Batiste wherever you get your podcast, and take a listen to some of our previous interviews and episodes. And going back to, like I said, the beginning, it kind of all started with our Good Trouble chat. As I said initially on the Hellscape and what was called Twitter Spaces. But now it's on Spoutable, and they are called Good Trouble Chat. And I hope that you will join us there. And that is also where we have the discussions, which is kind of a documentary watch and deep dive. And let me see, I'm going to try something. As I said, I'm just trying this tool out for the first time. So bear with me. I'm going to try to share my screen. Okay. So there you can see that's what I look like on Spoutable. You can find me there. And I hope you will join, follow me. And to find our lineup, my lineup of pods, you can just go to the tab called Pods, and you will see these, all of them are recorded. And these are the previous ones. So stop sharing there. And as I said, so that is every other Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then when I'm not doing that one, I am on Substack Live, and that is with Candidly Tiff, and that is takes place at 4:30 p.m. on Fridays Eastern Time. So it's always good, and I hope that you will join us. Tiff is a terrific guest. So I just want to thank you guys for helping me test this out. I'm trying to expand our reach, and I hope that you will check me out on some other platforms. Certainly join me. Let me see. Also on Substack, you can see here, that's my channel. But let me see if I can get to home. I can't. Um, but if you go there, that is my pinned article. And if you read how Twitter Spaces became town squares, that will tell you. That's kind of the story of how Advocacy Arena got started. And if you're able to, you like the work that we do, I hope that you will join our community. I hope you will help support me. You can become a paid subscriber on Substack, or you can buy me a coffee. There's a QR code there. And on Substack. Most of my articles are all free. I am working on doing a few different things for the paid subscribers, but the articles that I write are free and available. So please subscribe. And a reminder, this is our schedule on Monday, every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Spoutable for a good trouble chat. And then on Friday, it will either be discussions at 9 p.m. on Spoutable or Fired Up Friday with Candidly Tiff on the Substack channel. And also, I have a merch store, so you can check out the merch store and help supporters in that way as well. So I just want to thank you guys for checking it out and for listening to me. And again, I hope that you will follow Advocacy Arena on all the platforms. I'm not on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. I don't do Meta. Have my reasons. But on Blue Sky, on the Hellscape, X, and Spoutable, Substack, and YouTube. And I'm trying to grow the channel, grow the support because I do think that the work that we do is essential and important. So thanks for popping in and joining me tonight. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon in the future. And I hope that you will come to Spoutable on Monday. I will be there. It's a wonderful community, and we would love to have you become a part of it. Until then, um, stay informed, stay engaged. Thank you so much. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out how to end it. Aha, there we go. All right, bye.